Hey y'all, it's Rick here with Uncommon Communion, and I am recording this at just this close to midnight, which will be October 1st. It ends a difficult September 30th, and it begins, especially what will be for federal workers, a difficult October 1st, and who knows how much more of October. We begin, as we always begin, with the affirmation, the belief which gives us hope, which gives us strength, which grounds us. We are always and everywhere in the holy presence of the more and each other. I wanted to write tonight, and again, I have found myself really kind of at a loss of what to write and feeling that it is better that I speak and reflect in this way. Also, when I speak, I am better able to share a prayer or a reflection that I have come across in my daily devotions, my daily mindfulness, my daily readings. And I want to end this post today with what I read from the Meister Eckhart book. Read it today, and it feels very helpful for me right now. And I hope also helpful for you during these really remarkable, dangerous, scary, uncertain times. So, the 30th, September 30th, will be remembered for just the absolutely unnecessary, the ridiculously expensive, the highly dangerous, and deeply disturbing meeting that the Secretary of Defense and the President, the now truly, I believe, dictator in chief, had today with 800 of our highest military officials. I'm not going to repeat again what was said. I'm sure you heard it. I hope you heard it. I hope you read it. I hope you saw the way that the dictator spoke in his flat, low energy, really very unwell way. And what he said, even though it was low key and even though it was at some point not much more than a mumble, his message was clear. He is declaring war on American cities and on what he calls the enemy within. And he was telling those generals, he was telling those military leaders that if they don't want to get on board with that, they can quit. And he reminded them if they do quit, they lose their rank, they lose their pensions, they lose a lot, right? So, this is what the dictator in chief that we have now was telling the world, was telling the country. And this is on the eve of Portland getting more National Guard troops because he says that it is a war-torn city, and it is not. He today talked about San Francisco and Chicago and New York and other places. He said today that the military can practice war tactics in American cities so that they can be more trained for conflicts abroad. And there's so much more that he said. And this, y'all, is disturbing and it's dangerous. And I hope we don't see tanks in our streets. I hope we don't see government soldiers and others firing on American people on this soil. So it is with a heavy heart and a disturbed heart that I went this evening to what was something pretty cool. It was a event at our art museum, and I've shared how I'm a Columbus Crew fan. I've got the Crew flag back there. It's the black and gold one. And it was an autograph session. I went to one last year. You can see the yellow square on the black and gold. And this evening, I put my new one up over on that side. And I was able to get with my friend Mark, who is a season ticket holder, quite a few signatures. Really, actually, I think we got all the signatures, autographs from the players. And it was a cool event. It was at an art museum. I took some great photos of the players with art behind them. And it was a nice time. Mark is a good friend, and we have a lot that we connect with, we resonate with, and it's just really good anytime I can spend time with him, especially with something special like this. And yet, y'all, I still have that feeling. And that feeling is this. It's like, what do we do in this moment? You know, it's just it's a split screen, right? We see what is happening at our governmental level. We see what groundwork is being laid. And make no mistake about it, y'all. Trump is afraid of the 2026 elections, because if the Congress, the Democrats are able to take power, we know he will be investigated. This scam and this scheme and this power grab will not be over. We'll still have 2 more years of him in the White House, but it will be severely stunted, because right now the co-equal branch of the Congress is doing nothing, right? We're seeing the Democrats stand up and refuse to go along with the Republicans' cuts to health care. And y'all, again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that, except to say that I really recommend that you look at the video that I'm going to link to here in the chat. It is Brian Taylor Cohn, I believe his name is. I don't follow him a lot, but I believe that's who it is. He's talking with one of my favorites, Glenn Kirshner. And Brian lays it out, y'all, about this, the stand that the Democrats are making and what they are doing to save healthcare for mostly people in red states, right? And that is significant. But here's the thing, y'all. I'm there at this event, and it just, again, that split screen. It's like, what do we do? You know, it's not that I feel like we should all be out in the streets, you know, protesting instead of being there. Maybe, I don't know, right? Because part of what helps us know when there is a crisis is when we look around and we see how other people are reacting, right? Those of us that are quite plugged into the news and to, you know, the events, plugged into Substack and the voices that are broadcasting here, you know, we see what is going on, but so many others don't. And my question continues to be, you know, what is it going to take? How do we get people motivated? Or, you know, how can we go about doing the day to day when this is happening? So that's where I am tonight. Again, it is now after midnight. The government shutdown has begun. And once again, we are continuing to be in a new and difficult, and again, I think dangerous place. I end, though, with a prayer. And this is Meister Eckhart from the Middle Ages. And, you know, things were pretty dangerous and difficult back then. I think the difference is, perhaps for us, is that there is so much that we've taken for granted. Democracy itself. And as that is being pulled little and quickly away from us, we, you know, again, are flat-footed. What do we do? I think for me, what I need to continue to do, and perhaps I hope what you can continue to do, is to lean into what we know is the truth of reality, and the truth of the depth and the greater aspects, the beauty and the wonder and the connectivity of the good and of love and of God and of the more, all of that. Because, y'all, the people that are doing this, the ones who are grabbing this power, are small, scared people. They don't have this sense of the bigger and the security and, quite frankly, the grace that we, who are planetary pilgrims, who have a way of compassion and goodness, that we are able to gain. And as we gain that, hopefully we can be in the world in ways that we can help assist those who don't have it to gain it as well. So I end a long day and three more long days ahead this week with this prayer. Some days it seems the whole world is tilting the wrong way. It might be up, but I am down, somehow down. And right is always somewhere else against my wrong. And then you, God, remind me that within me burns an ever shining light, which no night or stumbling down can ever fully dim or finally smite. All right, y'all, let's keep that light burning, the light of truth, the light of hope, the light of love. And let's be bold. Let's be brave. Let's be human, y'all. All right. Blessing and good. Be bold. Be well.